Hey, everybody. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Glad to see y'all in the building, okay? Glad to see y'all in the building for trending topics on this Monday. And the title is real simple. Is right or wrong? Now, I do see somebody is trying to get backstage, and tonight we full house. We full house back here, so there's no more room backstage. But stay on the platform. You never know. Hang out on the platform, and don't forget, hit the like button. So, the title's simple. It's called Right or Wrong. Right or Wrong. Uh-huh. So I changed it up a little bit at the last minute because at the last minute, I saw that Meagan Good is paying Jonathan Major's bills. She paying his child support bill. She paying for everything that they do. Listen, I'm going to take y'all back to when I was growing up. They said if you broke, the last thing you need is a pet. Because pets cost money. Uh-huh. So allegedly they had to have this dog. She took the dog to some trainer, or they decided the dog had to go to a trainer, and she had to pay the $75K training bill for the dog. So she paying the child support allegedly. When they go out to eat a piece of chicken, a biscuit, or whatever, and they both work out. The gym fees, they said to the point where she jeopardizing her own mortgage. I come from the school of thought that says if a man don't work, he don't eat. Now I understand because of all the accusations in the trial that he went through that the jobs dried up. But that's the entertainment jobs. I'm sorry. I understand you want to act. I understand that's what you went to school for. I understand that's your profession. But I'm going to need you to go to Target, Walmart, UPS, the post office. You need a job. I can't be paying your mortgage, my mortgage, for the dog every time we go out. We got to go grocery shopping. They slashing my debit card. Now, Uber, come on, Savannah. Amazon warehouse, because Amazon always hiring. Get you a job. Now, Meagan Good always just seemed like this real sweetheart. But I mean, she got to be smarter than this. Because if she's paying all of that, then she had to have gave up some money for the legal bills. Because 1 and 1 equals 2. If you giving the money so we can eat a biscuit at night if we go to the restaurant, if you paying the light bill, the mortgage, and everything, his child support, if a man can't pay for his child, girl, we're going to talk about it. The title is Right or Wrong. Then we got Beyoncé. The people lose their mind over Beyoncé. Beyoncé don't get, her album don't go #1. They swear it's racism. If she don't get nominated for an award, they think she's being snubbed, and they're losing their mind. So the Country Music Awards, they put out their nominations. Well, hold on. Paula said he found himself a sugar mama. He found his Coretta. And she found her king that she got to pay for. So the people losing their mind because Beyonce wasn't nominated. And they said Cowboy Carter, it is the album. Well, hold on to your seatbelts, y'all. But every time I turned around, I wasn't hearing a Cowboy Carter song. Did y'all? Without doing Google search, put some songs in there from the Cowboy Carter album. and tell the truth. Don't do no search. What's the songs from Cowboy Carter? And what y'all gotta understand is that, you know, the country music industry, there's a certain sound. They've been doing this for years. Jolene. Come on, y'all. Y'all gonna stop. 16 carriages. E, are you the only one? Texas Hold'em. E, are you the only one that listened to Cowboy Carter? What? So she got snubbed according to the people. Her father came out talking about his racist. Matthew knows. Just go sit down somewhere. Everything's not racist. There's a lot of great singers in there in every music genre that don't get nominated year after year after year after year. And some of them are by their own people. You see this Kendrick Lamar in what's his name? Now Lil Wayne. There's a thing going on with that. They said Jay-Z got issues, but we ain't going to talk about Jay-Z tonight. We're talking about his wife, Beyoncé. They think because they're on top, they got to run the world and every nomination has to go to their family. When do we realize we enough? Is the only way to prove that you are enough is because somebody nominates you? And then you win the award? Or do you know you that girl? You put out Cowboy Carter. Come on now, I still got a landline. Yes, I do. Thank you for the super chat. Yes, I do. I still got a landline. I still have cable. You know I'm old school. Come on, Auntie. Auntie old school. Yes, I do. I got landline. And I got cable. Come on, Paula. She said, I'm sorry, but that album wasn't worthy of a nomination. Paula, tell the truth and shame the devil. But the people, they swear up and down, it's racist, it's this. Calm down, people. Beyonce is still that girl. Yeah, she is. But maybe the Country Music Award says not today. We're going to talk about it. Then we're going to talk about Tyrese. You know, child support gets people worked up. When you say the word child support, people get their panties in a bunch. Yeah, they do. Some people feel like, how dare you? How dare you take the father of your child down to the courthouse asking for child support? The people get serious. They're very serious about that. They're like, how dare you? They really are. And it's like, hold on now, because we made this baby together. We made this baby together. Why is it that a man should get away with not helping to pay for the child they made? But then you have some people where I will agree with Tyrese, because this person makes X amount of money, some people feel like they're entitled to 50% of it. We're in $30K plus in child support. Talking about the kidneys, this, that, and the other, blah, 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 so forth and so on. So part of Tyrese's problem is because he thought he can do what he wants. The judge hit the gavel and said he owed $10K a month in child support. He was sending her $2,500. Sir, you can't just do what you want. If the judge hit the gavel and say you are to pay $10K a month, then you need to send the check for $10K a month or you're going to be in arrears. So he knew when his court appearance came that he owed $73K. He should have just bought the check with him and said, here. No, they arrested him. He got to settle up that bill. But you know, he dating somebody now. I don't think he remarried. The thing is, if I'm dating somebody and I know you owe this back child support, I'm gonna tell you, we shouldn't be going to Jamaica, Bahamas, Paris, France. You need to pay your bill. You got to pay for these kids you had. Especially if you're young. You mess around and lay down, and next thing you know, you wake up pregnant, he not paying you either. No, encourage him to pay his bill. But just because Tyrese is who he is, he made some good points. He said all his kids know him. He said they don't call him Tyrese, they call him daddy. And he made a good point. He got a prenup. And the prenup said if you contest this, do this, that, and the other, then you got to pay for your lawyer. So she wanted him to pay his lawyer, her lawyer fees. It's messy, but we got to talk about it. And I haven't said this in a long time because we kind of been having some really even kill conversations. But tonight I'm going to give a warning, a public service announcement. Buckle your seatbelt. Buckle your seatbelt. Because we're going to get into it. And listen, another public service announcement. The diva is busy. Just like all of us. I appreciate y'all spending your time with me. But I do need some mods. And I don't have a whole lot of meetings. I don't do, listen. If you want to, if you could be a mod for a sister, be a mod for a sister. Send me an email if you could be a mod. I appreciate you. Well, listen, guys, you know what time it is. I need a what in the chat. I need a choo-choo. Hold aboard, everybody. It is time for Trending Topics Monday. Katrina, she said, I appreciate you. Thank you. It is Trending Topics Monday, and the title is Right or Wrong. We got Meagan Good paying for her boyfriend, not even her husband. Ladies, can we teach the people tonight? It's one thing if you paying the bills for your husband, your boyfriend, and you dropping all this money. I cannot, I will not, and I shall not. You better take a little thing from the diva. Been on this earth 54 years. I'm not paying for no man. We're going to talk about it. Beyoncé being snubbed by the Country Music Awards, and then we got Tyrese. He got cleaned up. He got cleaned up. And listen, how you start a relationship, that's how it's going to go. She's going to be forever paying. Let me bring the people on in the building. Hey, Leah.
Hey, Diva. Choo-choo.
Choo-choo. Hey, Savannah. Hey, my
Hey, Diva.
Hey. Hey, Katrina. Sebastian.
Hello, Monday, y'all. Choo-choo-choo.
Come on now. Hey, E. Hey, Felicia. All right, we got
Diva.
Yes.
You need a mod?
Yes, I do.
Well, you might can get Tyrese. Seem like he got some free time coming up.
Tyrese angry with the ladies. So I'm not trying to what you call it? I'm not trying to bring no angry man into my cipher, okay? All right. Let's go ahead and talk about this story. Who we want to do first? You know what? Who shall we do first, y'all? What y'all want to talk about first? Let's get into this Tyrese story, because I don't know what it is when it comes to what do you call it? When it comes to child support. It's something about child support gets the people all kinds of worked up, okay? And so he's saying that his ex-wife, and not only his ex-wife, but he also saying that, the one before that, they just keep coming back at him looking for money. And he said that these lawyers, and they've been doing this fight for 4 years. They've been in this fight for 4 years, right? So picture that, 4 years of your life, the stress of going back to court, back and forth regarding child support. That's why I say, many of you, a lot of things is not really about what's right or wrong. It's about your peace of mind. And so the last thing I want to do is spend 4 years of my life in some courtroom back and forth, or owing some lawyers some money. And for the greater good personally, there's some things, if I had it, I will let go to fight. And yes, everyone, I do want to acknowledge that, but I do have a piece I'm going to talk about at the end. Rest in peace, James Earl Jones. Amazing, amazing actor, right? And contributed so much throughout his lifetime. So let me go ahead and share a screen and let's talk about this, Tyrese. And I do think the judge has issues with him. I'm not really here for the judge, but he's been trying to fight to get this judge off his case for a minute, and it's always been denied. So Tyrese Gibson arrested for unpaid child support. Tyrese Gibson is in custody for failing to pay the amount of child support ordered by the court, TMZ has learned. The singer, actor, and dad to 5-year-old, I think that's Soraya, with his ex-wife Samantha Lee, was in Fulton County Court Monday morning to face the judge in the ongoing child support battle, and the hearing did not go well for Tyrese. Judge Kevin Farmer was clearly fed up with Tyrese's refusal to pay the $10K a month Farmer ordered him to start paying way back in April of 2023. So today, he's held Tyrese in contempt of court. The bailiff put handcuffs and marched him out of the courtroom. Now, Judge Farmer did say Tyrese can square things up and avoid jail if he courts up $73,000, which includes $7,500 for Samantha's attorney fees. Looks like Tyrese saw his arrest coming. Sunday on IG, he called Samantha moves goofy while insisting he's totally innocent. Now, this is a long thing that he talked about. I do want to play some of it. I believe he has some points in there, but let me know your thoughts. We're going to listen to some of it.
I'm gonna go ahead and get my outfit together. I think I'm gonna go eat me some red lobster. I ain't never been arrested, never went to jail in my life. Never. Why? Because I don't do anything illegal. I want to send this message out to all of the fathers. This is not man versus woman. Make sure I say that. Take all that shit off the table. What I love right now is that from all of the interviews that I've been doing, all of the women who are probably always going to see things through the lens of a woman, feminist, women's group, you know, it's like, I don't care if the woman is wrong. I don't care what she doing, what she asking for, what she trying to get in alimony, trying to crack the prenup, trying to get this for child support. I don't give a fuck how wrong she is. Most women are always going to see things through the lens of women. So I feel like we're in a real place right now where I could not be more proud of the women that have been vocal and outspoken about all of this goofy shit that my ex is doing and still doing. As a matter of fact, both of my ex. I know y'all are quick to say playing victim, gaslighting, manipulation, narcissist. They gonna put all kind of shit on you to make sure that whatever they decide to believe about you is what they want to believe, because what? I was born a man. I got it. No one's after me. There's no Crips and Bloods after me. There's nobody in corporate America after me. There's nobody at none of these movie studios after me. There's none of these record labels after me. I got baby mama drama. You get in a relationship with an entertainer who happens to be a public figure, or somebody who's a real estate tycoon or somebody in the tech space or somebody who has an actual profitable business. Now, this is what's crazy. Since I've been so public about all the shit that I've been dealing with, you would not, I have lost count of how many women who have walked up to me who are the high net worth individuals, the ones with all the money and the success, talking about how their ex-husband is getting alimony and how the husband is getting child support payments and the husband is getting all that he's doing, freeloading. The husband got the house. Doesn't really happen that often, but when you were born a man, you go into a courtroom and you understand clearly that there is a preset menu that says you were born a man, fuck you. That's what the preset menu says. Now, y'all, I've been laughing, smiling, having fun, doing my interviews, my vibrations and my energy has been up. And I've been over here silently and quietly in a certain capacity fighting these attacks. Why does Samantha's lawyers just request all of my bank statements? Why are they sending screenshots of my IMDb page, which stands for Internet Movie Database? They're looking up all the movies that I just did and asking for money and what's in this account and how much money did you make for Voltron Travel and how many albums have you sold and this and that. Like, leave me the fuck alone, man.
Oh, gosh.
I did a prenuptial agreement for a reason. The prenuptial agreement spells out everything that she get and was supposed to get. Why are we now 4 years and 3 law firms into this woman still coming after me? And why have they, the lawyers representing her, knowing that she's with a celebrity, a public figure, a high net worth individual, why have they confirmed on record that they've only got $5,000 from her and they've been representing her for 4 years? Why is this so? I'll tell you why. Because lawyers, not all, but certain lawyers out here will look at a celebrity and a high net worth individual as a pot of gold. And they will milk the shit out of you. And she's sitting over there letting them do it. Do you know how many people have went through a divorce and never went to court? You know how many people got issues with their baby mama, baby daddy, and never went to court? And they're just being amicable and respectful. You cheated, you lied, you hurt me, you this, you that, you moved on, you got remarried again, you this, you that. But I'm not about to take you to court. I'm not doing that to the father of my child. I'm not this and I'm not that. But the moment that you put a little celebrity sizzle on that thing, the moment that that net worth is a little different, all kind of intentions come out. Now, let me make sure I say this, because it's like, take care of them kids. Motherfucker, I've never not taken care of my kids. Let me say it again. I've never not taken care of my kids. As a matter of fact, as much as I travel, as much as I got going on, as much as I'm moving, I'm going to tell y'all the biggest blessing ever. Thank you, Jesus. My 17-year-old Shayla has never called me Tyrese. My 5-year-old has never called me Tyrese. You know who I am in this house? Dad. And when they refer to me, when they not with me, they say, that's my father. I am dad. And you know why I'm dad? Not because of what I bought them, not because of the clothes, not because of the square footage of the house, not because of the cars in the driveway, and definitely not because of this fake jewelry I wear. I'm a father. Because that exchange between your son or your daughter is nothing that could be purchased. It's something that they feel about you as a father because you have a presence in their life. All this shit about money, arguing back and forth, that's for me and my ex to deal with. But when it comes to my kids, my babies, they've never wanted for anything. But I can't stop their mothers from coming after me for more. My mama, rest in peace. My mama didn't raise no fool. And my mama didn't raise anybody that would just lay down and take whatever somebody wants to dump on me. Now, it's funny how I get along with everybody. You don't see me doing no interview. Even when it came to little random ass shit I was dealing with in the past with Tank and Genuine. Man, come on, man. That's like laughable. We do have some concerts coming up, by the way, with BBD, Silk, and Tevin Campbell. So y'all make sure y'all get y'all tickets to support real R&B. That's if they don't lock me up in the morning. I know I'm different. I know I'm doing what most people don't do. I can't even say I'm in fear right now. If he's going to arrest me, I'm just going to say, fuck it, man, get it over with. But the details are very simple. I had one of the most detailed and specific prenuptial agreements in place. And I can talk about this publicly because it's already been addressed publicly. Literally one of the first paragraphs of my prenup. And these are some legal words. It's called contested versus non-contested. And let me break this down for the folks that don't know. When you have a non-contested argument, that means everything about these documents is non-contested. We're not arguing about anything. There's nothing to discuss. There's nothing to go back and forth about. There's nothing to unpack. Everything that's been mapped out in this prenuptial agreement has been spelled out and laid out. She had an attorney to represent her for the prenup, and I had one as well. That's a non-contested prenuptial agreement. They have contested. They have said that there are certain things in the prenup that they don't feel the same way about and they want to change it. But and so now they're saying it's a non-contested prenup, and yet there's at least 15 different examples of them contesting the validity of the prenup. And one of the first terms of the prenup says that if you want to argue about anything that has to do with the four corners of these documents that she signed and I signed, you're 100% responsible for your own legal fees. That's what the prenup says. You know, they're trying to get me for over $1 million right now for legal fees. You know, she's hired 3 law firms. If you want to argue about the prenup, pay for your own lawyers. And when you lose, you got to pay for all of my lawyers. I got one lawyer that's been representing me from the whole time. Incredible, by the way. Tanya Mitchell-Graham. Incredible. If you want to argue about the prenup, that's fine. You're legally able to do so. But when you do so, that paragraph right there says you are responsible for 100% of your own legal fees, which means she's now got 3 law firms. 3 law firms, but she's really got 4. Because all of the legal fees that I've been paying Tanya Mitchell-Graham for the last 4 years is all going to Samantha. That's the prenup that we both signed. But I've been in my good bag, man. I've been laughing. I've been having fun. I've been running around doing all these interviews, man. I just want to tell everybody out there, man, who's gave me their stage and their platform and their podcast, their radio station. I just want to tell y'all, man, y'all could have had anybody on y'all show. Y'all could have invited anybody on there to be on y'all show. Y'all have helped me to promote 1992. It's got an A- cinema score. Man, people are still in the theaters watching 1992 right now. And Beautiful Pain, my album, completely on fire. I heard it's like number 40 or something on the worldwide Apple Music charts, which is crazy. I've never had that. And then my song Wildflower, dedicated to my mother, is still flying. And I'm just trying to be positive, man. I'm trying to like activate some good energy. I've already finished the fucking album and pushed the hardest album I've ever done out. And I just keep getting bombarded by these legals, man. Just last week in LA, some random white lady jumped out the bushes on me and tried to serve me. And I fucking backed up. And then she threw the papers at me and they landed in the street. And I said, ma'am, you never served me. She said, you have been served. She's filming me. And I pull out my camera and I'm filming her. And I said, ma'am, the paperwork is not in my hand. As a matter of fact, you put it all in the street. You're loitering. This is a really nice neighborhood right here. And you got trash all over the street. Can I get back to my joy, my happiness, and my magic? Can these baby mamas leave me the fuck alone, man? Can they just stop hiring lawyers that's willing to work for them for pro bono because they got a pot of gold waiting on them at the end of the fucking rainbow? Can y'all just move on, go date somebody, go engage, go start a new family? Go just leave me the fuck alone, man. Wow. I mean, fucking thirst buckets, man. And I know these are the mother of my children, but this is true. This is too much. It's been 17 years of this shit, man. I'm about $15 million at this point into having a relationship with my daughters. And I'm not going to cry. I'm just explaining to y'all, man, that this shit is exhausting. And women can relate, the higher income earners, the breadwinners of their marriages and their families that's been drugged into court. Y'all can relate to this. I'm not just saying this because I'm a man. Does it happen to y'all more often? Does it happen to us when we get drugged through the court? No. Just walking into the courtroom as a man, especially a black successful man in Atlanta in front of these.
Whoo, child. So he says it's all just baby mama drama at the end of the day, because he says there was a prenup that covered everything for their 2020 divorce. He also took a swipe at Samantha's lawyers, questioning why they didn't ask to see his bank statements, claiming that would have showed he has been paying child support, instead of saying he's just they just checked out his movies on IMDb and saw him as a cash cow to milk. Now, this is very short, y'all. This judge, though, I'm going to honestly say this. I do feel the judge, should be changed. My thing is spinning a little bit now. I'll come back to it. It is true Tyrese has been paying something as of last year. He was paying Samantha $2,200 each month. I'm far short of the judge number. Remember, Tyrese and the judge, Farmer, had their battles over the years, including a contentious showdown in 2020. Our sources say Tyrese is currently making arrangements to pay the $73K, so it doesn't appear he remained in custody much longer. The problem is he knew he was going to be subjected to this, and he should have came to the court with the check, knowing that he owed the money. My thing is spinning for right now, so what I'll go ahead and do is, while it's spinning, Leo, what are your thoughts?
When we come to the contesting of the prenup, what he did not speak of is that his ex-wife, Samantha, was not contesting the prenup. That's not about what the court case is about. That's not what he said. The court case is about child support. And nothing in his conversation did he say anything about what the terms of child support were for the prenup. She's not contesting the prenup. He's using words to throw us off. You ready to play the tape, Diva?
I'll play it real quick. Oh, shoot. All right, go ahead and talk, Leo, while I'm waiting for this commercial to pass.
And so As far as what he's upset about is paying this money to this woman who does not earn $10,000 a month. He is upset that he has to pay her the $10,000 a month. And as upset as he is not saying he's not taking care of his children. I don't think that he doesn't take care of his children. I believe that he does.
Okay,
But
here, Leo,
okay.
let's put a play.
Tender Petitioners Exhibit 57, Mr. Gibson's 2018 tax return.
No objection, Your Honor.
57 in. If I recall your testimony correctly, Mr. Gibson, you said 2018 you were financially in, quote, shambles. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So in 2018, when you were financially in shambles, do you know how much you made that year?
I don't.
Well, according to your tax return, you made $2.221 million. It's page 32. Do you want to check my math?
Sir, I'm asking you because I don't do the CFO thing. Here's a question to you, smart person.
No, hey, that's enough. You go sit down, we're taking a break, lawyer's back now. If you do it again, I'm gonna hold you to contempt. You don't ask any questions. That's not how this works.
That lawyer, that's the gist of it. That lawyer is a bit much too, in my opinion. But go ahead, Leo, continue your thoughts.
And my thoughts, the judge is already fed up with Tyrese trying to do his own lawyering from the bench. He is not there to ask questions. He is there to answer questions. And what he says, so smart guy, let me ask you a question. Or he said, let me ask you a question, smart guy. So he's not there to ask questions. And that is the thing that he does from the bench. He has lawyers to rebut to the court. That is seen as disrespect to the court because he is not going through the process. He is not allowing the court system to do the speaking for him. If he has questions to rebuttal to a prosecutor or to the bench, it should come from his lawyer, not from him. We see this all the time with Keefe D, and he trying to ask questions. That's not how the court system works. Even if you're being done wrong, the way you do it is to work through the court system to be able to have your question asked, to be able to have your rebuttal stated. It should go through your lawyer. And when he was asked questions, it was an opportunity at the end of him answering the questions that his lawyer will ask the questions and he will rebut what the prosecution has said. I do not think that it's just because the judge is just so unreasonable. I think that Tyrese has pushed the judge to the place that he is blood red in the face, trying to explain to this man how the court system works. And he is disrespecting the judge, but not respecting the rules of the court. It's not about him asking questions. That's not what's infuriating. What's infuriating is that you're not respecting the rules of the court. And I've already told you many, many times, you're not here to ask questions. You're here to answer questions when you step to the bench and you are a witness in your own case. So I think that in a lot of ways, Tyrese is outraged by the fact that he has to pay this woman $10,000 for her to sit on her behind and not go to work, and the only thing she gonna live off of is the $10,000. She need to go somewhere and get her a job. I totally understand that all the way, but it is not being contested, the terms of the prenup. What's being contested is that the judge set the terms for the child support, and if he wants to fight paying the child support, you do it through the court system and not by just not paying it. Even if I get a credit card, I was unfamiliar with the terms of the credit card. They got me on 50% interest. I did not pay the full balance of the credit card. I can be upset that when our October comes and they hit me with that 50% interest because I did not pay the full bill on the credit card. At the end of the day, I still owe the money for the credit card. So it's not like when you go into legal terms, you still owe the money, even though you are upset and unjustly been penalized and burdened by the debts. Within the court of law, you still are obligated to pay it. You pay it until you work it through the court system to get it lowered. If not, you are owed. And I am not saying that like fathers should have to go to jail if they don't pay their child support. I'm not in that space either. I understand when he says that I am a father to my children. My children do not lack for anything. I totally get that Tyrese takes care of his kids. I am not getting ready to sit up on the panel and say he a deadbeat and he don't take care of his children. But at the end of the day, the obligation is that you pay the $10,000 until you work out something else through the court system. They are looking at you to pay that money, Mr. Tyrese. Mr. Tyrese, you're going to have to pay the money or you're going to go to jail. Wow. And I mean, you can't go to the movie set if you in the people clinked up. Like you can't be on the interviews. You can't be doing the tours. You can't do any of the things that you earn your income with if you are locked up. And if you are the good father that you say that you are, being free should be more important for you to be there for your children than trying to make a stand on some money that you already got.
Woo! Thank you, Leo. Savannah, you're up.
I'm going to agree with Leo on many of the points that she said. I think the legal system is just fed up with Tyrese constantly trying this case on social media. It's exhausting. There has been accusations of blackmail, extortion, everything that you can think of, but paying child support. And I don't understand how he can be a good father. In order to be a good father or a good parent, you're going to have to find a way to co-parent and communicate with the mothers. And the ironic thing is that you picked them. He picked these two women who and decided to have children with them, who now he claims are I forgot what he called them. It was thirst buckets or whatever he said that they were. But you continuously pick this type of woman, and I'm just sick of them. And it's exhausting. I need, if 2024 there's some celebrities we can leave behind, Tyrese is one. I just saw him on the Club Shay Shay interview, and even that was just it's just draining. I don't understand his reasoning or his way of thinking. He thinks he's the smartest person in the room, and I honestly believe that that's why the legal system is just tired of Tyrese and his antics, and is constantly trying this case in social media and making it about him and not about the what's best for the children. And that's all I have to do.
Thank you. In my opinion, you're right.
So I'm on two minds on this. Okay. So we went back to 2000. We found out that this is from 2018. This was 6 years ago. Okay. And when the attorney said he made 2.2 million, we have to take in consideration that this man has to live. He has to pay his bills. And the thing about child support is they supposed to make it where you not paying more than you can afford to pay without you being able to take care of your own property. I think that's the lowest Tyrese has ever made in his whole career. 2.2 million for somebody like Tyrese is not a lot of money. For somebody like maybe, the regular person, that would be a lot of money to them. But for someone like him that's always pulling in 5 point something or 7 point something, that's a big difference. It's a big leap. I feel like it should have been adjusted in that period. Okay, and then when he got to the point where he was talking about the contestant and the non-contestant, I think the part everybody's missing is she wants him to pay her attorney fees. If it's in the prenup that if she files this stuff, she has to pay her own attorney fees, then it should be wrote up that way. Because here's the thing. Once the judges start taking it from them, best believe when you got something wrote up in a contract and they ain't following theirs, they ain't gonna follow yours neither. I feel like when we have legal documents in place, legal documents should be considered legal. Because when we was talking about the other lady that was trying to get her custody thing, turned around, we were all on her tail. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't saying this, but you got to work too. You got to put something in for your kid too. That's your child as much as it's his child. I feel like both of them should be doing more for these children. This is a part where neither one of them is protecting the kids because y'all too busy fighting over money. I just feel like get your sorry behind up and go to work too. If you care about your kids so much, take your butt to work. What's wrong with your hands and legs? Ain't nothing wrong with it. Problem is, some of these women want to be taken care of for all their life just because they get with somebody. They snatched up them a millionaire, and then they want to be taken care of for the rest of their life. That's not how you do this. Now, if you really need support for your kids, I am for getting the support for your children. But let's not milk somebody and spread our legs wide just to make it a paycheck. Your children shouldn't be your paycheck.
I appreciate you, Julius. You're up.
Okay, first and foremost, I gotta do my spiel. Hit the like button, y'all. There's 200 and something of y'all in the chat and watching right now. Hit the like button. Now, oh Lord, I hope I don't have to run the confession after tonight's show because I got the feeling I'm gonna have to go to confession. This man, every time he is in some kind of legal messy mess, he goes on these big worded tangents. This is not the first time I've seen Tyrese do this, but I am sick and tired of it, and I hope the next two stories are not like this kind of level, because I think I'm going to need a confession. I'm going to have to go to confession after this. Hit the like button, y'all.
Thanks, Julius. Wayne, you're up.
Okay, I'm just trying to figure out how I can get that 10 minutes of my life back after listening to that exhausting bunch of foolishness. Tyrese always crying. During the pandemic, he cried about he had to sell his cars because they weren't working.
Mm.
The actors weren't working. He was crying about that. Okay, now if you have money, you should be able to pay for the best representation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it sounds like maybe you weren't represented properly, and whose fault is that? Yours.
Mm.
Okay, if you agreed to $10,000 in child support, and you give it $2,500, and you think that she's not going to go after it, he's crazy. I mean, what's that term? The custom. The life you're accustomed to living, or something like that. You
What
know?
you're accustomed to. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So he married this woman. He had the prenup, but if he had to pay $10,000 a month, I'm sure they probably looked over and see what he's pulling in, all that. He just bragged about himself, says how he was pretty much a cash cow at the end of the rainbow. He was talking about, said several times how he's a celebrity, a high value celebrity. So if they order him to pay $10,000 a month, you got to pay $10,000 a month. Okay, now if you did all the extra stuff for your kids, okay, they're your kids. Okay, you pay your $10,000. If she used it to wipe her butt with, that's her business. You did your part. But given $2,500 and the court orders $10,000, and you making millions, he said that out of his mouth. I assume that's millions. I know he got to live, but $10,000 don't really sound like a lot. That's only like $120,000 a year. And people making that kind of money all day long. But if she's the wife of a celebrity, and she really, maybe she feel like she should be living an even better life, she may be scaling down to make that $120,000 stretch. So that's his foolishness. And, to get on social media and drag all that. He said so much you forget the point.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, he said so much you forgot the point. Thanks, Leo, for bringing back the $10,000 of child support. I'm done.
Whew. Sebastian, your thoughts?
Hello, everyone. I hope everyone's having a good night. I'm currently in the morning, as I am across the world. So this whole situation with Tyrese, I see that some people say he whines too much, he cries too much. Well, you know what? It's better that he does that, because the reality is, if he were to compress all these sentiments into him, we would probably not even see Tyrese ever again. His kids would probably become half orphaned. Tyrese is a human. He's an individual, just as valuable as everyone else that is currently walking this earth. He's a father. He takes care of his kids. So when he comes on here and he talks about child support and he's alleging of possible child support abuse, he has every right to. He's not the only man who's done it. He's probably one of the few celebrities who's done it. Rob Kardashian has done it. You guys did not have this energy towards him. Tyga did it. We can't have this energy towards him. Why is it when it's Tyrese who does it, oh, he's a psychopath and needs to be locked up and needs to be in somewhere? It's completely foolish. Child support needs to be reformed, and it needs to be reformed ASAP. And the reform that needs to do, so as everyone says, it's the money's for the children. Well, this is what needs to happen. The money needs to go into a trust, an irrevocable trust, a trust that will only pay for things that are necessary for said child. If we want to play this game of it's for the children, that said trust would make sure that said child health insurance is paid for, doctor visits, food is paid for, everything, even the portion of living expenses, they could prorate it just for said child. Let's make it like that. Or let's make child support more fun. Let's make it, you know what, $10,000 a month? Okay, $5K cash, $5K food, clothes, and etc. It doesn't have to be in just monetary cash and that's it. This is why I thank Tyrese for speaking about this, because Tyrese is actually advocating for a national conversation on what child support and how it should be. When you have welfare queens who want to live off of this man, well, newsflash to you, y'all want to drive Tyrese insane? God forbid he does something to himself and we don't see him anymore. You won't have that as child support. You won't. So take the initiative. Do the Kim Kardashian, get off your ass and effing work. Thank you.
Katrina, you're up.
Oh, boo-boo cry. Listen, you shouldn't have made the kids if you can't take care of them. And if this woman needs the money to take care of her children, you forget the child got to stay where the mama stay. And if the mama can't afford where she's staying, that's where the child support comes in to help her to allocate towards these kids. And the thing of it is, if you can't afford the $10,000 a month, then you go back to the courts and have the court lower it to your to the amount of money that you're making, so it won't be that much. So obviously, if he went to court and the court seen that he was eligible to pay that $10,000, then that's what she's supposed to get. She's taking care of the children. Is he coming to pick the kids up? Is he putting the kids in the bed? Is he feeding them? Is he making sure the children taking a bath? Is he making sure the kids got their homework done?
Oh shoot,
Just
come on
because the
now.
mom is at the house doesn't mean the mom is not doing no work. Because the mom is doing the work if she's doing all that stuff for her child. So let's keep the focus on that. He's not there doing all that. He don't know when the child is there crying. He don't know what this child is going through day by day. Yes, he said he's taking care of his children. What, $2,500 a month? And wherever they live, you have to go by the cost of living. And kids in school these days, I'm quite sure the child probably in a private school, even in public schools, you have to pay for their paper, the paper towels, the macaronis, the cornbread tablets, the big pen. So much they have to. What can we do? You on the internet crying. We can't do nothing about this. Take it to a therapist so he won't off himself, so his kid won't be no orphan. Take it to a therapist, because talking to the internet is not going to give you no solution. The only thing you out there doing is telling your business, saying what you got to do about this and this, what you got to do about that. What about all the women that have to struggle catching the bus, one on the hip, one on the thing, doing what they got to do to try to make it for their children? So don't give me the thing about no child support should be allocated. Yes, it should be allocated to the point where if that's not his income, then the judge would never put it that way. So if you can't afford that, you go back to the court and you have the courts to allocate to what you're making. So obviously you making that amount. You laid down and had those kids with her, not us. So don't bring it to us. Take it to a therapist and pay that lady her child support. That's all.
Whew. E, you're up.
Oh, I love going by Katrina, and I love that he was arrested. I say keep his black ass in there until he coughs up the full amount. It's great news. You know, he woke up this morning and he chose prison because he forecasted this one yesterday. And he started his IG live with the woe is me. Whoa, I've never been arrested. Whoa, I've never been to jail. Whoa, I don't do anything illegal. Well, guess what? Not paying your child support, that is illegal. And to the women who are sticking up for Tyrese, that he couldn't stop mentioning, they're all male identified. They're pick-me's. They are self-destructive, poorly educated dimwits who lack the visibility to see things coming around the corner, even when the burglar alarm is ringing. He wants this lady to go and get a job and leave him alone. That's what I heard him say. But what he doesn't understand is he's the job. You're the job. She don't have to go to work nowhere else because she's working you, and rightfully so. Tyrese positioned himself as the relationship guru a few years ago. He was telling Black women we needed to be submissive and what we needed to do to get a man. And he even wrote that book with Red Run to try and get women to understand men like him. Well, guess what? The women who you met, they read your book, they worked you, and now it's time to pay. It was said earlier that he made $2.2 million last year, and that wasn't a lot of money. Yeah, well, that was just his personal tax returns. That's what that showed. This is why the lawyers of Samantha are requesting the records from Bank of America and those other crazy offshore accounts, because yeah, that was your personal tax returns, but we need to see how much money you earned under these other aliases in this business, because they specifically asked and they want the records to determine how much money was made from Voltron Records. That's what she specifically asked, because he's made over $2.2 million. And he pulled the 50 Cent move by hiding assets in his business name in an attempt to minimize his earnings to defraud the court. Negro, that is illegal. It's a slime move, and I don't want to hear any foolishness about what's a good amount for children. The law says between 20 to 30% of your income is for child support. Whether you make $20 a month, $20,000 a month, or $2 million a year, 20 to 30% of that is what you owe. We're not going to play these games about, oh, well, a child doesn't need that much money. No, it's 20 to 30% of your income, period, no matter what your income is. Next, he said that he has an amazing attorney. He said her name was Tanya Mitchell. He said that lady's name about 7 times. Well, how come Tanya Mitchell didn't tell you to pay your child support before they lock your Black ass up? If Tanya Mitchell is so great and the prenup is so ironclad, then why has Samantha gone through 4 law firms on your ass and have you about ready to relapse? This has been going on for 4 years, he couldn't stop saying. And if Tanya was so great, then this should have been resolved 3 years ago. He's talking about he wants the lawyers to stop asking him about the money. Well, once you both agree to an amount, and once you start paying the agreed upon amount, the people will stop asking you for what's in your account. They want to know what's in that Bank of America account. They want to know about the Voltron records so they can get their 30% and then move on their merry way. They're entitled to ask. Anybody can bring a suit and anybody can challenge a prenup, but even though that's not what they're asking for, because Leo laid it out, this is about the child support. And last thing, then he said, my kids they don't call me Tyrese, they call me Dad. Well, that's not what the 17-year-old said on the videotape 3 years ago when you had those airplanes fly across her school with the vanity smoke when you were ordered to stay away from her because there were claims of abuse. You scared that poor child half to death. She was terrified. And then he went on the radio and spoke so terribly about her mother. See, every woman he's been married to, he always ends up in flames. He always comes out bad mouthing the woman when Savannah already told us he picked her. So don't come over here complaining to me about women that you intentionally pick. What the hell is going on here? He said about that first wife, Noma, he said he didn't even want to marry her. He said he didn't love her. He said this on the radio. It's on videotape. He said he only married her just so she could stay in the country. Well, Negro, that's a crime. It's a crime that he admitted to on camera, which contradicts his earlier statement at the beginning of his eruption of stupidity when he said that he didn't do anything illegal. Well, you voluntarily admitted in an interview that you committed marital fraud and violated the Immigration Marriage Fraud Amendments Act of 1986. So shut your ass up. Last thing, men don't like to pay child support because they want to be in control. They want the power to tell you what they will do and what they will not pay for. This is why they don't like to get the white judge involved. And they want to run your household like they're still in a relationship with you and tell you what to do or make you do things for them or with them like you're still in a relationship and get in bed with them before they give you the money. They use child support as a method of not only control, but also as a way of punishing a woman and the child when they withhold it. He is financially abusive, and for real, the only reason he is fighting to get it reduced is because he has this Dominican woman he is trying to show off for, and he can fly her here, there, and everywhere and give his kids the same lifestyle to which they have become accustomed to. So he would rather take money from his kids than go out and get an extra job. He's a loser.
Why? Felicia, your thoughts?
Well, good evening, everybody, and happy Monday. And we're 24 hours away from the big debate. Yeah. I really don't have much to say about Tyrese other than thank the good Lord they took that trash off the streets today. I'm so glad he got himself cleaned up today. Whew! It was good news. Good news. And the other thing I want to talk a little bit about, I saw the documents filed in the court by Miss, what's her name? Samantha Lee.
Mm-hmm.
Just FYI, she said to the court, she got 4 jobs. She got 4 jobs. Okay. So for those who are saying she's sitting on the money, sitting on her age, she out here, she got 4 jobs. So she got 2 part-time jobs. She is a licensed psychologist, a psychotherapist, because you have to put up your income. You got to put up your expenses. So we were looking at the documents of all of her expenses, her income, and things like that. And I came to understand that Georgia is an income sharing state. So they balance the incomes of both parents, and then they take what the expenses are and they apply that percentage. And this was the agreement Tyrese signed and agreed to pay this in child support. Now, some folks may not know that child support is for the child. Now, I don't want to rush to judgment here, but I never heard a child called a welfare queen. But I heard something to that tonight about some welfare queen.
I'm sure.
So I ain't clear. But let me tell you what I'm not. I've always worked. I'm an honest, hardworking woman, mother, who also, if some of you remember, went to court to get child support. And the judge wasn't very favorable, but God was. So it all worked out. But I don't know. I can't speak for 50 states or whatever else, but I don't know welfare queens who are getting child support and getting public assistance. So I think that should be cleared up when folks speak about women who are raising children out here in this world, and this world is not cheap. Even those who are struggling from the bottom up, just childcare alone can break the bank. So I don't know. As I said, we looked at the documents. It was based on her current expenses, why that number went that way. And she too had agreed to match what he was paying to offset how much he had to pay. So he's very angry. But I think he's a little quieter right now because, yeah, I'm so glad they picked him up. They picked him up just like Bishop Whitehead. Yes, they did. And I loved it. And if he keeps it up, they'll pick him up again. So we got 3 people who talk a lot about what they're not going to do, talking on the social media, like Savannah says, and they're finding themselves that the judges are also learning about social media, and they're taking you at what Bishop Whitehead said. He pulled up in his car, and they still took him off to the jail.
They sure did. They sure did.
So I don't know, because Tyrese allegedly got all these very fancy cars. I don't know who drove the car back home for him. I don't know how that went. Good luck. Choo-choo.
Another thing, Felicia, if you on welfare and you got somebody on child support, the only thing they add to that woman welfare check is $50. So tell me how that's helping somebody. That's crazy. But you got it, girl.
I trust me.
I know that part. I heard it too.
Welfare queen when we're talking about child support. So this is how gutter low some folks need to go. Okay. And I don't appreciate it.
All right, y'all. Whoa. We told y'all buckle your seatbelt. Let me neutralize this thing and move on to Beyonce. Okay. So Beyonce thought she was going to come out with Cowboy Carter and storm the country music industry. And I don't know if she thought she was supposed to be nominated for every award, but you know, she got to calm down. So let's go ahead. Let me get into this Beyonce situation. So Beyonce Fans calls out racist CMA awards for snubbing Cowboy Carter with no nominations. It ain't that country. Tell me what is. If that ain't country, tell me what is. Beyonce Fans slammed the CMA Awards as racist for not nominating a singer in a single category at the 2024 show, despite the success of her country album, Cowboy Carter. There's just no effing way that Bey and Cowboy Carter got completely ignored at the CMAs. But F.A., Post Malone got 4 nominations. This is just racism, and there's no other word for it because Cowboy Carter is one of the biggest albums of the year, and it literally put country on the spotlight again this year, wrote one upset X user Monday. First of all, see, the thing is, if you don't listen to all music, maybe you would think that it put country music on the map again, but country music has always been the thing in a thing. I'm not quite sure where that person was coming from, but I hear what they're saying. Well done, CMAs. Keep continuing to prove that y'all are just a bunch of racists. Beyonce made history with Cowboy Carter and achieved more than any other country album or artist in the past few years. Y'all are just too damn scared of her, added another. No one in history of having a #1 album and song has been completely snubbed at an awards show in any category. The CMAs can kiss the blackest part of my A. Beyonce deserved better, said a third fan. Anyone with common sense knew the CMAs were going to pay Bey dust. They don't like her. They are not going to honor an album that was sparked from the racist treatment towards her, tweeted a 4th person. Here go Beyonce, okay? The discourse about the CMA's snub came moments after the organization released its 2024 nominations Monday. Beyonce's, whose 8th studio album debuted at #1 in various countries after its March release and received widespread critical acclaim, failed to garner any nods. Not only did Cowboy Carter and his lead single Texas Hold'em top Billboard's 200 and Hot 100 charts, respectively. But the album also made the Crazy in Love performer 43 the first Black woman to top the country albums chart since its 1964 inception. The project also sparked interest in other Black country singers who were featured on Cowboy Carter, including Shabuzi, who was featured on Sweet Honey, Buckin' and Spaghetti. His single, A Bar Song Tipsy, has since spent 8 weeks at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. Several fans also believe Cowboy Carter was not nominated because the album was inspired by criticism Beyonce received following the 2016 CMA performance with the Chicks. This album has been over 5 years in the making, she wrote on Instagram in March. It was born out of an experience that I had years ago where I did not feel welcome, and it was very clear that I wasn't. The 16 Carriages singer said because of that experience, she did a deeper dive into the history of country music. The criticisms I faced when I first entered the genre forced me to propel past the limitations that were put on me. Act 2 is a result of challenging myself and taking my time to bend and blend genres together to create this body of work, she added. Morgan Wallen, who was previously caught on video using a racial slur, leads this year's CMA Award nominations with 7. Page 6 has reached out to both a rep for Beyonce and the CMA Awards for a comment, but did not immediately hear back. Leo, your thoughts?
Okay, me diving for the mute button. Okay, so I feel a lot of ways actually about this particular topic in different buckets. The country music genre is qualifying, right? That she is not a part of the country music genre by not being nominated for country music. You did an earlier poll within the chat to ask, we didn't necessarily hear the Cowboy Carter album songs on regular urban radio, but it was in high rotation in country music radio. Unless the chat and the panel regularly listens to country music, we probably did not hear it that much, but it was on high rotation on country music radio. And even with the stats that you speak of that we're on with this album, I still would never see her being nominated or getting an award with country music because they don't want her there. Like, it's already, the evidence already shows that. She wasn't welcome when she did Daddy's Lessons. They booed. They publicly demeaned her. They social media dragged her. Like, why are you here? And my only question is there any the country girlies that are black and brown that they get nominated? And after the show, I'm going to do some research to see where they nominated. Because if none of them, because they had music out this year too. I can't call a name straight up right now, but it is a lot of prolific country music artists that have been contributing to the genre for years that Beyoncé highlighted in her album. And if all of them were snubbed too, it just basically lets you know that this is a closed club. It's a closed club. So it's not just about the fact that this wasn't a prolific album that everybody was listening to, no matter what genre of music you were attuned to. That's not the question. The question is whether or not black and brown people that are acclaimed country music artists within this day and time frame, are they getting their accolades and their flowers for the music that they contribute to country music? I don't hear any feedback from Beyonce and her camp about not being nominated. I don't think that she totally expected to be nominated, because there's no evidence to say that she should expect that from a genre of music and a class of music that has never accepted her, and they would accept her now because she, did her little topping thing or whatever with the music. I don't know why she would expect that. I didn't. Country music is the last bastion of segregation, and there's a certain place and a certain thing that they want their country music to look like and the country artists to look like, and it ain't us. And I mean, maybe I'm the bearer of bad news. It's not all inclusive. It's not, no, that's not what's going on in country music at all. And I live in the country, so that is not what they want for their country music. And I never expected her to be nominated, and I feel no ways about her not being nominated, because I wouldn't have expected it at all.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Savannah, you're up.
Diva, I'm going to agree with my neighbor on some parts here, but I'm also going to disagree and say that the problem is, and I didn't expect her to get nominated either. I think in my opinion, the issue is that this was not a country album. when you have singers like Morgan Wallen, who spent over 50 weeks in the top spot, and then and he was only knocked down by what's that guy, Toby Keith, who passed away earlier this year, and that's pure country. And on the female side, Miley Cyrus had the top album of 23-24. So those are real country artists. And for country music, there is a certain sound, a certain twang, a certain that Beyonce's whatever the name of her album was did not embody. I couldn't tell you one song on her album. I'm not a big country fan, but I do listen to some of the music because I do love Miley. I do like Carrie, but I just didn't classify that Cowboy Carter was anywhere near country. It was cute, but it definitely didn't deserve any nomination.
I appreciate you. In my opinion, you up?
Okay, so let's clear the air. Okay, first of all, Beyonce album is not listed as a country song. It's listed as pop country with a western feel and folk music.
Oh.
It's not listed as country music, so it's not gonna go in there. Okay, I do listen to country music all the time. Okay, and I got extremely pissed off when y'all went up there talking about some put it on the country station. I then called my country station and sent emails to Sirius XM and told them, please do not do that, because I was having to turn my radio off. That crap was not music, okay? I don't know what it was. For all y'all that love her, kudos, fine. That's y'all kind of music. It's not mine, okay? You're not going to take away from the people that I love that are country artists, real country artists. Chris Stapleton, okay, who's nominated for 5 awards. Hope he take home all 5, okay? Jelly Roll is all nominated for 4 awards. Hope he take a few home. I just don't see country in her. There are some people that have broken out that are African-American on the countryside, like Mickey Gotton. Love her, okay? Y'all ever get a chance, y'all check out some of her songs. So amazing, okay? But there are some that are literally country music. And when you hear their country music, you can tell it's country, okay? That stuff that she was playing, it was a hip-hop swing with country influence, okay? It's not country music, and it's not even listed as country. You can't expect the Country Music Awards to say, oh, well, we're going to give her an award just because she put some country feel to it. It's really hip-hop. That's all they're telling you. It's hip-hop and pop with some country feel to it, because she tried to make it out to be, she tried to put somebody on there. She put Miley Cyrus on the song. The song sucked, okay? The only part I liked of the song was when Miley sung, okay? She messed up Jolene. Love Jolene by Dolly Parton. But when she sung it, it sounded like some cats fighting. I could not stand it. I just really want you to respect the music. And I think Beyonce is good at doing R&B. Stick to your lane. Everybody can't do everything.
Ooh. E, your thoughts?
Hello.
Hi.
I love Jolene, and for those of you in the chat who may not know, Diva played 16 Carriages and Texas Hold'em in the back for us one night. Everybody was singing along, so I want you all to know that
Don't tell that story.
Excuse me. I want you all to know that Diva did play the songs, and we were all jamming to them backstage, just so you all can know. And yes, in my opinion, was singing along as well. But I want to offer this third-party perspective, and I want to be unbiased here. I think, or I would like to think, that Beyonce had an entire rollout plan for Cowboy Carter because she did come out with a bang. All of the songs did top the charts, all of them. And the album did go number one. Jolene went number one too, okay? So Beyonce has the pop and R&B world on lock. And so she can get away with lazy promotion and not putting out visuals and charging folks $2,400 for a seat with the pop fans. She can do this with the R&B fans, but stepping into the country arena, oh no, baby, you have to do promo. You need to do visuals. In what world do you put out an album and then simultaneously drop a hair care line? Since when do those two things go together? And if you ask me, she didn't promote the hair care line just like she didn't promote the music. Now, when I originally mentioned this, when we discussed it months ago, that there was a lack of promo, somebody in the chat told me I was making up stuff and that Beyonce was about to go on tour. She was about to go on the Act 2 tour and she was prepping for her Vegas residency. Well, where is it at? Because Jennifer Lopez's residency was canceled. Usher started his late because he hurt his neck, and I heard that Janet, she's about to start hers. Beyonce hasn't done one damn performance of one goddamn song from that goddamn album. Beyonce has not done one music video from that goddamn album, and for a megastar, even for Beyonce, for you to think that you can cross over and release an album without promo, you are arrogant. And the balls on B are bigger than Tyrese walking into the Fulton County Superior Court without his $70,000 check for his child support arrears after the judge made the order. So what I'm saying is Beyonce put the onus on the fans to call the station to get the songs in rotation because Beyonce didn't go down there and she didn't promote. Beyonce put the onus on the fans to make up their own choreography to get the songs to go viral. And they did that on TikTok because Texas Hold'em did go viral. And one must ask themselves, with the seemingly lukewarm successful album, despite the lack of promo, coupled with the moderately successful hair care line, why was Beyonce absent the whole summer with no live shows and no videos? Was it all the talk about Kathy White? Or was it the fact that P. Diddy's home was raided and all this talk about Jay-Z being investigated next? Did that take the queen off the board? Was Beyonce too scared to show her face before Homeland Security went to Star Island and stole those freak-off tapes back from Diddy? I don't know, but it's very suspicious.
Wayne, you're up.
You know, if you're in this business, making music, that's, obviously, and she does it very well.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they got more money than of the average person. I mean, millions. I think they're billionaires. Why is it so important that you did a song? I thought it was a nice song, like E said. It's been on TikTok, going viral. It's real catchy, I mean, a fun song. And I don't know the rest of the songs on the album, but if you're dedicated to the craft, now you'd have made all the money you could possibly make. I mean, you really shouldn't care whether it's country, whether it's R&B, where people enjoyed it. Country people listen to country, some of them enjoyed it. R&B, because who she is, they enjoyed it. So why you gotta have it all? That's my thing. They got so much money. Why couldn't you just do this? Hey, they enjoy it. That's all that matters. It's gonna turn into cash. But see, when you got all the money in the world, just about, all that's left is fame. Your money's making money. If they don't sell another record in the world in life, their money is making money. So all they can shoot for is, importance, fame. I'm this person, I'm that person. When I speak, you listen. That's all they got left. I don't know why they really can't just be satisfied that it was a nice song. He said a lot of the songs went to the chart. Be satisfied with that. Why, major in the minors? Okay? You made a good record. People enjoyed it. It just wasn't accepted on the countryside. Why would you want to be with somebody who don't want you? Why are we always trying to fight to get indoors that's been closed in our face? If they don't want you, why keep banging on the door? I'm done.
Thank you. Sebastian, you're up.
Oh my God. Buckle up, everyone. It's not going to be nice tonight. You see, Beyonce is enabled by her fans. These fans who are willing to spend their paychecks, their rent, on her tickets. As someone mentioned on the panel, she had her fans on TikTok. Well, I wonder, did she give them royalties for promoting her songs with This Ain't Texas? Did she give them royalties? Because I did see that trend, but no, they probably did not get no royalties. They probably just got a few little couple, $3, $4, $5 for a couple million views, for a couple thousand hundred views. Listen, these toxic fan bases are what's going to bring not just Beyonce, but the whole entire world into a collapse. Because there is no difference from the Beehive and the people who are supporting the former president, who he should not be named. Because y'all get violent, y'all get vocal, y'all are willing to dox people, y'all are willing to do crazy things. And honestly, I lost all respect I have for the Beehive, for all these little toxic fan groups. Because the reality is what they are soulless, because they've decided to sell their soul to an individual. They've decided to sell their soul. These toxic fan groups are a problem. And I know that y'all gonna come into Diva's chat and start saying a whole bunch of stuff, but it's okay. It's okay. Delusion is a real disease, so I expect that. It's okay. That's it.
Katrina, your thoughts?
Okay, just because somebody got a song and add some kettlebells to it does not make it country. I'm sorry. The country music I'm normally hearing is about people, dogs getting ran over, somebody crying in the rain, or somebody picking cotton, or playing a banjo thing or whatsoever. Dyeing your hair, wearing a long white wig, wearing chaps, cowboy hat does not make you country. You went into that genre thinking that they was gonna welcome you because you didn't get album of the year in the R&B, and you went there. You trying to conquer that. As Wayne have said, you have enough money till the world runs backwards. You got the hairline. You coming out with some whiskey. You came out with this song where they pushed it up, and I heard it more on R&B than I did on country. It was playing mostly on the black channels in R&B. Like I said, adding kettlebells to a song does not make it country. And I'm sorry, E, but I wasn't jamming to that stuff that Diva was playing backstage. I'm sorry, I can't lie and say I did that. Because I mean, everybody got their own opinion. Everybody got their own favors that they like and whatsoever. But truthfully, I did not like that song. Did not like that album. And another thing, you asking what she was. She probably was on the run again with Jay-Z. because of Diddy. So she probably was on the run because she didn't promote it. I don't even think she put all her heart into it because you put this album out. You knew you just want. I think she just wanted to see how far it was gonna go with the country. Then you had these folks threatening the radio stations to play it, or we gonna boycott you if you don't play her song. You don't play her song, we gonna boycott you. It's like people. Don't get me wrong. People think that she's a god. She's a woman. She's a person. And for me, to each his own. But I can't see, and I don't tell nobody what to do with their money. But I can't see myself paying on $5,000 a seat to go see somebody when we got people that's on the food line, that's standing in soup lines, that's standing in soup kitchens. You charge these people $5,000 for your tickets when you just made how many millions from the when you went overseas and did that concert, and then you came back and you charged the people that wanted to see you all this money. And no, you did not make them pay this money. You did not tell them to pay this money. But you had people taking out loans to go see you at a concert. I watch you on TV, but I'm not into all that like that anyway, because I don't idolize anybody but God, because I don't have no idolaters. That's all I got, Diva.
Thank you. Felicia, you're up.
Lord have mercy. I thought this had to do with something about somebody getting a nomination. We just went off. What happened here? What happened? Okay. I don't feel one way or another about my little sis Beyoncé. And no, Katrina, she and her husband was not back here in Brooklyn at the Marcy Projects. No, they weren't. We didn't see her. Okay. I agree with E. She didn't do the work. She didn't do the work. I think no matter what industry you're in, I don't care wherever you're being productive, you have to build relationships. You got to get the people to like you. You got to, like E said, you got to get to the radio station. You got to come in there and talk and make friends and make people feel a certain way about you, and then pick that up in your music or whatever the product is that you're selling. And she didn't do that. And I don't think she was necessarily looking to do that. I remember her husband made some statement at that award show when he was drinking out of the award. And I said then, and I stand on what I say again, these awards don't mean anything traditionally. And so if they're putting all that energy into this award, I think, well, her father made a big deal, but someone said daddy need to pay that child support. He's another one, get out there and pay the child support, man. Nobody care about what you think about an award. So it's going to be pretty interesting what she does next. So I wish her the best, though. I happen to like her. So, I just wish her the best. I'm done.
Thank you. Julius, your thoughts?
The album was atrocious. It wasn't good. It was atrocious. And it wasn't her best work. I've been following her since she went solo for the very first time, 2003, 21 years, just to be a fact. This wasn't her best work. It is what it is. It wasn't her best work. The album was atrocious, and that's that.
Well, y'all speaking tonight.
I'd like to say one more last thing.
Uh-huh.
I believe it was In My Opinion or Savannah who said this album shouldn't have been it shouldn't have won the nomination or anything. Well, I want to add to that. It shouldn't have even been considered for a nomination in the first place.
Whew. Y'all smoking hot tonight. I'm going to move into the last story.
Yeah, it wasn't considered because she wasn't country. I keep telling y'all, it was listed as pop with country influence and Western influence. It was never listed as a country. So if that was what her mean was, it's not listed under that.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and do the next story, the last story. So Meagan Good, and unfortunately, maybe more females fall into this trap here. She got into a man in relationship with a man that was in trouble at the time. She stood by his side. She was definitely his ride or die. He said he wanted a Coretta Scott King, and I guess he found it. Because she's currently, paying his bills for him, his child support and everything. She's being extremely supportive. And many of her friends are worried about her. So let me just share screen here. So friends are worried as Meagan Good reportedly steps in to pay Jonathan Majors child support and other expenses since getting axed from Marvel. Jonathan Majors' legal troubles have not only derailed his career, but also hit his finances hard. Luckily for him, his girlfriend Meagan Good is there to help alleviate some of the burden. Once a rising star in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Majors is reportedly struggling to maintain his Hollywood lifestyle alone, with one outlet suggesting he's leaning on his Good to cover expenses, including his child support payments. Life and Style reports it was told by an unnamed source that Meagan pays for everything. The Harlem star, who has an estimated net worth of $5 million according to Celebrity Net Worth, is said to be footing the bills after Majors was indicted and found guilty on December 18, 2023, of reckless assault in the third degree and harassment stemming from a domestic incident involving his ex-girlfriend Grace Jabari. Since the allegations emerged, and especially after his conviction, Majors has seen several high-profile contracts vanish in thin air. Marvel Studios, for instance, has severed all ties with him, dropping him from the highly anticipated project Avengers: The Kang Dynasty. The project was actually shelved. The richest reported in August 2024. Despite his popularity in the movie Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumanium, released just a month before the Jabari incident. Instead, Disney, which owns Marvel, has shifted focus to Avengers: Doomsday with Robert Downey Jr., who will no longer play the character Iron Man, but will transition into the villain Dr. Doom. Before his legal issues, Majors was poised to become a key figure in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Fans loved his portrayal of Kang the Conqueror in the early Avengers movie, and he had reportedly signed a $20 million deal to star in Avengers: The Kang Dynasty and to appear in 2026 Avengers: Secret Wars. The deal was ended in December 2023. Now his net worth has reportedly dropped to $500,000. Good, according to the Insider, has stepped in to cover not only their needs, but also luxuries. They really wanted this dog, and she got stuck paying a $75,000 training bill. Like, that's crazy, the source added, claiming Good is even covering child support for Majors' daughter, Ella Majors, from a previous relationship. Majors has discussed his 11-year-old daughter, Ella, in multiple interviews, despite keeping her out of the public eye. While promoting Lovecraft Country in 2020 in an interview with People, he revealed that his daughter is mixed race, but he still desired that she knew all about her Black history. She has to understand that it's actually not Black history, it's American history, he said at the time. Months ago, Meagan Good spoke about her relationship with Jonathan Majors on Today with Hoda and Jenna, revealing that friends advised her against dating Majors, but she chose to follow her heart. In another interview with People, she said that even Majors had initially discouraged her from pursuing a relationship. He actually tried to encourage me not to be with him, she said. He wanted to protect me. I was like, my love, first of all, you are dealing with a Black Leo. Good has continued to support Majors, standing by his side during his domestic assault trial. In a Good Morning America interview, the Creed 3 star likened her loyalty to that of Coretta Scott King, saying she's an angel. She held me down like a Coretta. You know, I'm so blessed to have her. Despite their public displays of affection and the flattery in the media, some of Good's inner circle are reportedly still concerned. No one knows what Meagan sees in this guy, the Insider claimed. If things keep up this way, she may not be able to pay her mortgage. They are wilding out. Leo, what are your thoughts?
I agree. I don't even understand what this is about. Like, why is she paying this man's bills? Really? Really? You're gonna have to skip me on this, Steve, because I have not processed. So how is this beneficial to her to pay this man's bills? Does she think that when he get back on, he gonna look out for her? Like, I don't understand what this is all about. So I need the panel to help me. I don't understand.
I appreciate you. Thank you, Leo. Savannah, your thoughts?
You know, the irony is, like, Didn't Meagan Good star in that Think Like a Man movie, and she's doing everything that went against Steve Harvey's book. It's just ironic to me, and how he is comfortable being. It seems like this is a trend now where men have no issues living off their women, having them pay their bills, child support, grooming needs, and it's just from The Bachelorette to um, what is it, Holly's Men, and now Jonathan Majors. It just seems like men are just comfortable not being men. I come from. I mean, I understand helping your partner, but when you're carrying the majority of the load, I'm thought that, this is new to me. I'm not from that era, so I don't understand this. And um, yeah, I wish her luck. I hope that when he does, I thought he landed a movie deal, that he doesn't, trade her in like they usually do. So yeah, good luck, Meagan.
Mm. Whew. Thank you so much. The PPL said for the super chat, I'm frustrated by this. Jonathan Majors never F with black women, and now he's living off of black women. When will we stop supporting those who don't support us? Well, you said a word right there. Yikes. In my opinion, your thoughts?
She a whole damn fool. It ain't no way in hell. Oh, excuse me. Ain't no way in the world I'm gonna sit here and take care of your grown behind, okay? And then I'm gonna pay your child support. I feel like she's crippling him, and he's getting accustomed to it. If he told you to leave him alone, leave his black behind alone. Let that man get up, put on his drawers just like you do, and go out there and find you a job. There's a McDonald's, Burger King, Chick-fil-A on every corner. Go pick you one in. If you can't get a job in the acting world, pick you something else. I'm a firm believer that men need to stand on their own. And a woman should not be taking care of no grown man. You can't make a man be a man while you cradling him like he a baby.
Ooh.
Your man is supposed to be the head of the household. And you're supposed to be his helpmate. And that's only after you get married, honey. You ain't supposed to be doing nothing now. He courting you. I don't understand this. Women, please quit lowering your standards, okay? Quit listening to Tyler Perry's out there, okay? He can't even pay the light bill, and she still would.
Well, she sure did, because Tyler Perry said as long as they treat you good. Oh my gosh. Felicia, your thoughts?
Diva, who wrote that article again?
I did it. That one I think I clicked out of it already. It was Atlanta Star, but there was several.
So who was the source?
Oh, anonymous friend.
Okay, so I won't go all the way deep. I don't. Those two words, anonymous and friend, just aren't adding up for me. Overall, I think it's real important that everyone, particularly women, know when to leave. And you also need to know when the job is done. So if you remember when we did the stories for many times previous to the final day there in court, it was always the understanding that I had gotten that she was there to be a comfort, a pillar, someone for him to talk to during the trial, and that she was very good at that. And that's why this union was supported, and they stuck by each other. That she was, and his mother and his auntie, those were people he spoke to. So when this piece was over, she was supposed to pretty much move on. I don't recall at any time when we discussed his relationship with Grace, that we ever heard that Grace had any means or any other talents than dancing, drinking, and not being productive. So he provided for Grace all of her needs. Even the night of the boom boom and running through the street, she had 3 credit cards that she could use freely. There was never an issue. If I recall, and somebody could check me, but I believe she bought a bottle of champagne that was like $750, $800, charged it all to the card. And so I guess that was, that was their relationship. And then in comes Meagan. She has this job to do. She does it well, but she didn't know when the assignment was over. So if there's any truth to what this anonymous friend is saying, she's staying too long. She's now no longer having any rewards or any positives from this relationship. I don't think they made this thing up about the dog because it sounds so ridiculous. So, so you want to pay for the dog and training, and you want to pay the child support. I gather you want a commitment, and you're not going to get it. And it's a really sad day for her, but she's not going to get it. And I wish her well, and I hope she leaves sooner than later. I'm done.
I appreciate you. I'm coming to you, E, 1 second. Let me show you the dog that the training. I mean, if you're gonna get the dog, then do the training yourself. I mean, the dog a little cutie, I guess, but do the training yourself. Girl, she done got herself into a whole world of some nonsense. E, you're up.
Well, I told y'all when it first came out, Meagan was making a terrible mistake. I was on the train car by myself. So many of y'all said, I'm rooting for them. I like them together. I think Meagan is the woman he needed. I told y'all, I knowed it. And let's start with this Coretta Scott King nonsense. It's blasphemous. Bernice already told y'all on Instagram to keep her mother's name out of y'all foolishness. And I told y'all earlier this year, don't be a Coretta Scott King. Be Jada Pinkett Smith. I told y'all that verbatim. Don't be Coretta Scott King. Be Sexy Red. Coretta Scott King is not going to benefit you in this day and time when you're dealing with Jonathan Majors, Tristan Thompson, and Keon Henderson. You'll be a damn fool to try to uphold this Coretta Scott King farce. I mean, it just makes no sense. Next thing, it's no wonder Meagan Good had to subject herself to the Tyler Perry movie that they put out, that god-awful trash, Divorcing the Black, earlier this year. I knew she was having money troubles then, because why would you? Why would you do something like that? And then say you were an executive producer. That Amazon movie was awful. And then, I was just looking at it. I mean, did the Botox travel too far from her cheekbones to her brain, allegedly? I mean, you're freaking nuts. And it is an insult for a Black man who intentionally procreates with white women and dates white women and supports white women, when he was set to star in these Marvel movies and Creed and whatever this Tubi stuff he's done, he as soon as he falls from grace, as soon as he falls off the wagon, he resorts to the Black woman, okay, who now has to come in and save the day, because Hotep has realized that Sheba, Keisha, and Tonisha were the way to go all along. Yes, it is an insult. It's disrespectful. And this is how I know that it is only women who have been blinded by the delusion that having a man propels them to safety, prosperity, and gratification, when it is a lie. It's merely self-destruction at its finest. Meagan is paying some white woman child support for this mixed child that Jonathan intentionally created, and Meagan is supporting that woman and her child's lifestyle and depleting her bank account. I believe the article said Meagan is scraping for coins, trying to get money for her mortgage or something to the effect, allegedly, however they phrased it. And I can only deduce that she has trauma bonded to this sorry ass man, and she feels responsible for him. And in the back of her head somewhere, she is thinking, once he rises back to the top, I'm going to be the one who got him there. I'm going to be the woman who didn't give up on him, and I'm going to see him through, and he will rise to the top again. It's complete foolishness. she's going to be broke. She's going to be in the soup line, and she's going to be in jail like Tyrese was if she don't get that man his child support payments. And she better be careful that she don't be somewhere laying in the closet on the floor waiting for the popo to come find her there like Grace was. Because I don't believe this man don't have no anger problem. I believe he has a silver tongue. I believe he knows how to talk that talk. Because any man who would stand in front of a white woman and say, please be my Coretta Scott King, any black man who would say that to a white woman, you already know that he has a touch of downs. We already know he's not playing with a full deck. We know he's crazy as hell. And for him to think that game works, there's no telling what he's telling Meagan behind closed doors. Ain't no telling. She deserves everything that's coming her way.
Woo, woo, woo. Wayne, you're up.
Normally I would say if she like it, I love it for her. But she brings a whole new meaning to that song, Stand By Your Man. Like Felicia said, she stayed too long. I mean, I think it's been long enough for anybody to have a job. And I don't think he's that untalented. I know he's an actor, but I haven't heard anybody say he's been blackballed. But you get real comfortable with when somebody else's money is going out there. You get lackadaisical. You get real comfortable. It's not a hurry to get a job. Why? She paying. And I think she's gonna be. I don't say this out of disrespect or, whatever, but I think Jonathan Majors probably will come back up. And I think he may be successful. But I think he's going to go back to familiar territory. And just based on how some men do, I mean, they use women. I mean, I don't know what they done, whatever, but love is blind. Okay, so I hope she can get out of it with money, because you know what happens when you out of money. Where all the friends at?
Ooh, they going too. They going too.
They gone. So I mean, I kind of feel sorry for her, because I think if she had known with all this coddling him, when he was going through through his trial and stuff like that, I think if she know she was gonna have to get up off some money, she may have done like Felicia was saying, after the trial was over, boom, move on. And now that, and opinion said all the time, if somebody don't want you, they shouldn't have to tell you 2 times. If this man out of his own mouth said that, you shouldn't date me, he's trying to tell you something. He's trying to tell you that he may have some dark areas that come alive every now and then. So if somebody tells you that, I just wouldn't read into it. When people tell you who they are, believe them. And I just hope she don't find out the hard way. But my mom used to say, a hard head make a soft behind.
Whew, I appreciate you, Wayne. Katrina, your thoughts?
Yeah. She said she was a black Leo. No, girl, you a black fool. Even the dog didn't even look happy. And you sit up there coloring this man. He's a man. Go work on the trash trucks. Remember, they said as long as you can pay the light bill, you're an okay person. So go be a trash man. There's plenty of trash men out there that's good men, bus drivers, remember? So, but you want to pay for this man. Now I see why your husband left, the preacher left. Because, Meagan, do you have all your screws together? Because why are you taking care of a man? And then you about to be in the homeless shelter yourself. Girl, get it together. Let him get out there. Go to Walmart, push some carts. Go to Walmart, work in the meat department. Go work at Winn-Dixie. Go to the stockyards. Go somewhere. You finna go in debt to take care of a man. Then you got a dog. The dog, like I said, the dog didn't even look happy in the picture. Girl, get it together. You a black Leo, but you a black fool. And you showing it. And whoever that friend is, you need to get rid of them because they're telling all your business. Because how we knew that you was paying this man child support, you paying for the dog, you paying for this. Your anonymous friend, or whoever your friends are, you need to take stock in that. And maybe they should have told you this before they wrote this story, told you to say, girl, look, something is not right here. You need to stop. You're going to be broke. But they took it to the public, and that's sad. So that's where you got to know who your friends are, because that was your personal business. But now you're looking like a fool for real. And good luck. I hope he can find something other than the Ant-Man series, because that's over. I'm done.
Ooh. Felicia, I came to you already.
Yes, you did, Diva. And since you did ask me a question, just FYI, Jonathan did finish his higher education at Yale, so he can pretty much get a job in the industry. Wayne is absolutely correct. And no one heard about Jonathan being blackballed. Maybe you can't be the star of the film, but you got some skills. You can go out there and work.
You could do something.
Right. But if you have a woman who's willing to pick up the tab, she said, okay, I got it. Well, hell, so I hope and pray she leave tonight. Okay. I need her to leave tonight.
Not tonight, like right now. Julius, your thoughts? Leave right now, Meagan.
Right now. Yeah, right now. Mm-hmm.
Woo! Julius. All right. Tay, your thoughts?
Well, hello, everybody. Meagan, you should never got into this man in the first place. And you have to say, when the grass is green over there, but no, the bill's going high right here. Oh, you want to go back to over there when it's cheap over there. And now he just suck you dry, using all your money to pay everything for his bill, the child support check. John DeMango, boy, you better get you a J-O-B, a job. Because I'm sure I ain't gonna pay your bill for you. No, we in this relation. This supposed to be 50 by 50. You pay this bill right here. I pay this bill in the other way, right there. Imagine, Diva, if she had the money, right? Imagine they went to the restaurant, right? She had to pay the bills, and he didn't pay the bills at all. So you want me to pay your bills every day? While you looking at the football, while I'm go to work, cooking, cleaning, clean up your mess, while you left dirty socks on the floor, while I had to clean everything. I'm like your maid. No, I am not. I'm your partner. I'm your maid. We in this together. I stood by your side when you went to your what you call it, against her in the court. I stood by your side. And this is what all I get right here. You treat me like I was nothing. Meagan Good, girl, you are worthy. You are worthy. You better leave before it's too late. He will suck you dry real quick. That's all, Diva.
Ooh.
It's already too late, Tay. She should have left a long time ago.
Well, I appreciate y'all with tonight's conversation. We're going to go ahead and close out because we done ran into overtime. But I do want to get this small little tribute as our feel-good story. James Earl Jones, he did a lot in his field. and he was known as The Voice. So let's close out with him, this memory.
Morning and evening. For over 70 years, he graced stage and screen with a voice that commanded attention.
Don't you try and go through life worried if somebody like you or not.
James Earl Jones was born in rural Mississippi in 1931, raised by his mother and his grandparents. As a child, he developed a debilitating stutter.
You never get over it, really. You simply learn how to work around it, you know.
A high school teacher helped Jones find his confidence and his voice. He fell in love with the stage at the University of Michigan and debuted on Broadway in 1957.
Just on a block and then keeping him off me.
His breakthrough Tony-winning performance came as boxing champ Jack Johnson in The Great White Hope, which was later turned into a movie.
Because every time you push that pinched up face in front of me, I see where it done got me.
As his movie career grew, he continued acting on the small screen. The first celebrity guest on Sesame Street.
I am your father.
But it was a 2.5-hour voiceover session for George Lucas that changed his life.
So he hires a guy born in Mississippi, raised in Michigan, who stutters. And that's the voice, and that's me. I lucked out.
The role propelled him, or at least his voice, to worldwide fame as Darth Vader in Star Wars. For the next 40 years, he excelled on stage, winning a second Tony Award.
James Earl Jones.
And on the big screen, a Navy admiral in The Hunt for Red October.
I was never here.
In The Lion King.
You are more than what you have become.
The voice of a network.
This is CNN.
And the voice of all baseball fans in Field of Dreams.
People will come, Ray. People will most definitely come.
He received an honorary Academy Award, had a Broadway theater named for him, became a Kennedy Center honoree, continuing to work in new projects and revisiting classic roles.
I'm only brave when I have to be. May I have your attention, please?
On screen and in life, James Earl Jones was a king.
The goal wasn't to be a millionaire or to be a Hollywood star, to be a part of good storytelling. The goal was about that. I found you!
He found his voice, and we got a legend. Steve Patterson, NBC News, Los Angeles.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about
The Voice. Listen, guys, I appreciate y'all for spending time with me. Y'all know the routine. If you didn't hit the like button on the way in, hit the like button on the way out. Good night and goodbye, everybody.